Hello, my little munchkins. Hello, my little munchkins, crones, and sunflowers. How are you? I want to get right to it. Baby crone is sleepy. Look at her. She's yawning. She's yawning. She's going, I catch you, baby crone. So anyway, she is my right hand, my left hand. She's everything. You kept it going.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And she took care of me, even though I was so petrified. I thought this too, but I didn't know what I expect. I thought I was going to go through what I went through that week of Christmas, but it wasn't. I got another dentist, female dentist, an Asian dentist, and I love her. So anyway, with that being said, with no further ado, let's see what's going on with J-Lo's mental. I don't know why she hasn't collect. You know what J-Lo say? People like that, they like Kim Kardashians. They got their own idiosyncrasies that they keep to themselves.
Uh-huh.
But I think people like them, they crumble behind the scene. Because they're like, I'll never let you see me sweat. That's how I see Beyonce. That's how I see Riri. That's how I see J-Lo. And I'm missing somebody. Kim Kardashian. And her mother.
Okay, Christian.
Yes. Never. These are people that I know of. Never will let you see them sweat. Right? What do you think? Mm-hmm. So let's see how her mental really is with all the talk and the googly gossip that's going on about her. Even though even her marriage is on the blink. I was rooting for them. But now after I know how J-Lo is and that it seems like the world has said we don't like her. And when I seen for myself, she's spitting her gum in a woman's hand with no gloves. Ooh, that made me believe everything. That made me believe that she even gave somebody $1,000 tip, and she went back and gave him $200. The hell, I wouldn't have gave it back.
No,
I wouldn't have. I would have been like
degrading.
That. I mean, I don't know how true this is, but people, I'm telling you, where there's smoke, there is fire. Even if it's so smoldering. It's something. What do you think?
Yes, most definitely.
It's crackling there. And I just believe, and now when I see her, she's starting to have that hard face. And how many times she's been married? So she haven't even been married, a year? When did she get married?
Let me see.
A year? See, that's why you should have never married him. But so desperate to have a man. These women, they always talking about women empowerment, but they got to have a man.
July will make 2 years.
So they didn't even make 2 years?
No, they didn't make 2 years.
Child. Well, anyway, what I see is somebody is moving on. Emotional, but moving on.
Yes.
Moving on. What do you have?
The well. And we'll definitely say the well runs deep with Jennifer. It's just coming up.
How many times has she been married?
I'll look it up. But interestingly enough.
But I definitely see an end to this. I definitely see bag, pack, and moving on. Definitely. Mm-hmm. And I definitely see that the move, because of the person is moving, I see that there's someone in the relationship is going on. When it's coming this way, it's waning. It's waning, right? When it's going this way, it's getting
full. Yes.
Right. So I definitely see a waning moon here. So I definitely see an ending of something coming. It's a waning moon. So definitely things are being taken away. And this is she will do what she have to do, but yeah. She has to move on. I think that Ben don't want her. And especially after Ben said he got that facelift and he's not satisfied. But I blame Ben for that. Why are you going to let somebody talk you into getting a facelift? That is so stupid.
It is.
Nobody's going to, or any kind of plastic surgery. Now you walking around like that. Why? I don't think it looked bad, but I never like it when men get plastic surgery. It makes them look artificial. So anyway, I definitely see that. And on top of that, I definitely see a strong king. So I see she's moving on from her king. I think the fire is gone. I think that the fire is gone. And as I see it, let me just lay here. I think, yes, I definitely see that she has to move on, because I definitely see her spreading her wings, here, like when you see a woman and you see a woman giving, but giving to kids. So it means she's turning her attention to her children. And I think that she's moving on. I really do. I also see that this was supposed to be a celebration, but it has not turned into a celebration at all, because in her head, this has been a struggle. She's been fighting for the marriage from the day. See, here, it was supposed to be perfect. This was supposed to be her dream marriage. But in the air, in her head, this has been a struggle from day one. Fighting with Ben, drinking, fighting. Why would you marry a man that you know have a drinking problem? If you know that, let him drink.
Okay.
If I married you and I know you was a drinker,
yeah, fair enough. Can't change them.
I didn't marry you to change you. And it just seemed like that's what she's about. Seemed like she's a control freak, really.
Yes.
Yep. Again, I see that things, even though she's moving on and what's her dream, I think everything is up in the air for her. I think that she's going through, she's at a shadow of herself, but she'll never let you see it. I think she's very sad, and I think that she's moving on. And I think that she even tell herself, you know what? I'm tired.
Okay.
I did everything I could. It's time for me to give, pay attention, do this, put my mind back on focus and do what I'm doing. And for the earth, I see the world. I see she's going back to being single, or going back to that single life. Anything can happen where they could turn around and get back together. But I think this mess up with Diddy in it, I think that being in that relationship with Diddy in the past, that they have anything to do with the breakup.
That's a good one.
Here it is. It says cups. So we see emotions. We see a pouring out. We see, let me get another card. I see the lovers. So we see emotional. We see a lot of emotions. We see pouring out. And we see the number 5 streams pouring out. And we see judgment. I think, yes, I think that didn't help. I think also the face didn't help. I think also, I think that one of the things that I did know is that I see he didn't want his marriage to be publicized. And that it is. And I think it took a toll on him, because that is not what he wanted. Yes. He didn't want that. But that's what she come with. And he knew all this when he married her. Yeah. But maybe she said, I'll give it up, da-da-da-da. But she gave up the world because he certainly wasn't with her at the Met Gala.
Okay.
Yep. I see it. She's rich. She's going to be okay, but she's going to go back to that isolation, that earthiness, because Jennifer Lopez is a Leo, and a Leo is fire. And I think that she's going to go back to that. You know how somebody, you like poor rich woman, you got money, but you back to being lonely again.
Yeah.
I hope she learned. And here is a sword again, a king. Maybe she's hoping against hope, but I think I think Ben don't want her. I think that she's a lot of work. I think she's a lot of work mentally to maintain. And I think her expectations are high. And from what I noticed about Jennifer, even in her previous affairs, this is my observation. I don't know Jennifer. I think she's a fixer person. She comes in your life and she tries to fix you and mold you to the man that she wants you to be. That's how she comes off to me.
Yeah.
Yes. And I see justice. What does justice mean? Justice means it's going to do what it do, even if it hurt. Justice say I'm going to do, justice say I'm stepping in. And if justice say this marriage is no good, whatever justice prevail, it's going to do it. So you have judgment and you have now justice. And the justice is these people, whatever they go through, it's not good. And I think that Ben had enough, and maybe she had enough too. I see the working together. I see all of that. Everything they work for, I see that is, yes, everything they work for, the house, everything they work for is falling apart. It's a burden. It's a burden in their life. Everything that they are doing right now is a burden. What do you have? I'm just going through this reading real fast. Baby, come give me some reading.
Okay. Well, earlier, just to see what like Jennifer's block was.
You know what that is? I'm sorry, baby, because that's the rider. Somebody coming in with some information, with some news, probably telling her I want a divorce. Go ahead, baby. I'm just saying, go ahead. That's my opinion. Go, you read. Don't listen to me.
It's a messenger, that's for sure. So whoever it is coming in with some news, or maybe she could be the one delivering this news because she was the well, and the well ran deep, and so maybe as things are like drudging up inside of her or going through the situation, she could be like sharing it or like trying to overcome it in a sense, because this writer is writing over a rainbow, and a rainbow gets you from one place to another, or at least it appears that way.
Hey, baby, come. I have a question. What do you think is going on with her mental?
Her mental?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see.
You can pull out 3 cards, as many as you need. Her mental is her man.
Yeah, that's for sure, because I was about to say she has a man on her mind. That's what's clouding her judgment.
And what do you think is going to become of that? I'm curious about what the cards are going to show. That man is
That's
a burden.
why it flipped out my hand. No, her desire to have love is her burden.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys haven't heard it in that story, This Is Me Now, she talked about, she went through this whole backstory of some really high figure that was like back in the day, and it had this like really adorable love story, and her mom would tell her this as a bedtime story, and she grew up saying, I would want to find love one day. Mm-hmm. And that's what's been clouding her mind. That's why she has been married 4 times now.
4?
Yes, Ben is her 4th marriage.
You know, when you've been married 3 times, 2, okay, but 3 and above, you begin to say, I'm the problem. You got to somewhere say, you know what? I am the problem. Yes. I really need to stop and fix me now. I'm the problem. Not saying that her husband not the problem, but you have to be able to see, I'm the problem. I got a problem because it's not working.
Yes, your problem is you want love.
And you're loving all the wrong people and loving them the wrong way.
Yes.
You need to figure out a new way to love, Jennifer.
Yeah, honestly.
So
love language is not cutting it for you.
How is her mothering?
Her mothering. All right. How is Jennifer?
I'm making sure you're getting some cards out there. You ain't letting me do everything.
We have the marriage card, she's very committed to her children. We'll say that, in being a mother.
Yeah.
She takes it very, very serious, and it's something that she doesn't want to break as a contract.
Yeah.
So
that's deep for her, being a mom.
Yes, that is.
That's something that she treasure her kids.
Yes, I like that. She even treasures it like it's a marriage.
Does she want this divorce from Ben?
Okay.
Does she want this divorce from Ben?
That's a good question. Now that the wedding ring's out, let's see what they could represent for her to
not
want him.
I'm curious to see what you say, and then I could tell you what I picked out.
Well, her navigation is off, so maybe she's not exactly sure if she wants to leave him or not, because she has been waiting for this moment, and it's like literally a fairy tale gone wrong. She's like, just maybe if I just wait it out some more, try to like fix him a little bit more.
Wasn't it we just heard that she was trying to have a baby, trying to trap him?
Yes.
That old woman. Stop it. Not saying how old is she? 54? 54-year-old women can have babies.
Yes, she is 54.
But what I see them together. I think she will miss, these are cups. I think that she will miss the togetherness they had. And I think that she will miss the money and the things that they could do together as a relationship. I think that she will miss that deeply. Yes. And I keep seeing that this king, I done have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. We done have 4 kings. So Ben is heavily on her mind.
Yes.
Heavily on her mind. How is she struggling? Is she struggling mentally with this?
Okay.
Yes. Yes. You got the same?
Yes,
you got the birds. People are talking.
Yes, it's getting to her mental.
It's getting to her. The cards are saying, yes, she's got a lot of mental. She's running. Somebody is running. Somebody want the hell out. And I think it's Ben.
Yeah.
This is a male. Ben gone. He went out. Why? Because did Ben think this was a crazy marriage? he needed strength with her. It was like this, she was a lot to deal with, that it probably messed with his mental, that he needed strength.
Got you.
Strength is, and let me understand,
She's a very strong Leo.
And Leo, very strong and very demanding and very argumentative. And what I see is the strength, he needed inner strength, not the strength. Like, you know, if you want to stop drinking, you could say it, but you need that inner strength to be able to do it. If you hooked on drugs, you need an inner strength. And this inner strength he needed in this marriage, because it really affected him. I really want to go on Ben. What do you get about Ben mental?
Okay, about Ben's mental?
Yes, because they are a couple, but I read on her. We see that she's in a disaster. We see she's hurt. We see that she's still holding on to the dream, but she know it's over. No money, nothing can fix it. She knows it's been over for a long time, and she know that she has to. He walked away. He walked away. What you had, baby Crone? The king, her king is gone. And let me say this, this is the king. This is the king. He was the king of fire first. Okay. Then he was the king of emotions. So he's been fiery, sexual. They had it all. Then he became emotional, drunk in his feelings. Then we see the king again where he's emotional. So here we see up in his head where she had the man thinking, questioning, doubting, wondering. Now he's emotional, and now he's reasoning out his thinking, and he's walked away running. He snuck away.
Yes, didn't walk. He
ran away. This man is running away and didn't take all the stuff. He just took what he could take at the moment. I don't think he dumped out the house. I think he took a couple of bags and said, hey, I'm going to go get a hair trip for a little while I do this, that, and the other, got whatever he's doing. And he's like, I need strength to do it. And I think he did it. And then when he was out, it's like, I ain't come back right now. I need a break. And I think he's calling on his inner strength. Do he get a book? Yes. And I think he's finding some peace in this.
Okay.
And maybe she will too, because that card showed up again. What you have, baby Crone?
Well, for
his mental.
Yes, his mental. Thank you. I was trying to remember the question.
I got it now. I'm on it. I'm helping. Right. Definitely.
For his mental, it represented the clouds. English here. It represented the clouds, so therefore his mind is currently clouded at the moment.
And dark.
Yes.
Stormy even.
Yes, but like you said, he is seeing the bright side and he's able to.
I think I better let it go. Yes. And I wonder, I mean, because he is a broken man. She married a broken man, thinking that she was going to recapture what they had. Yes. He did too, but he wasn't stable. He was drinking. He was having problems with his ex-wife. So he was not in a condition, but they had been dating, I think, about a year and a half to 2 years before they got married. This is why I was rooting for them. But see, all glitter ain't gold.
Yes.
All glitter, not gold. What you got over there, baby? Well, how's been with his kids?
Okay.
I think it's been a struggle.
But you said all glitter isn't gold. The gilded cage.
He loves his kids.
Yes.
And I think that he worked at his relationship with his kids. Mm-hmm. Because it is a rose in there, right?
Yes, there is a rose. He does have some form of love for them.
He don't have some kind of love. He loves his kids, baby Crone.
Okay, he loves his kids and he treasures them, and he struggles and fight for them.
Yes. Definitely. Fight with them, fight over them, fight for them. He loves it. Do he enjoy being a father? Well, he's guarded. But we can see the wound getting full. So this is something he's learning. He's learning. He's making peace with the situation. If you see the moon, it's getting full. So it's a crescent, baby steps. But I definitely see that he's letting down his guards, being more of a really father to protect his children. And I definitely see a lot of water. And I think that And I think he had to turn away or turn his back on a lot of his behavior just so he could be a good father. Or not say a good, let me rephrase that, because this moon is crescent, a better father to his kids. A father that's there mentally, there in one piece, there for his kids. And I definitely see this has been a struggle, but I definitely see that he is making changes in his life. What do you think as a father? Outside the gilded cage, can you give me something else? Just pick another card. You can pick as many cards as pick another one.
The sexy man.
Well,
maybe he's a good father figure to his kids. And
maybe at one point he was a player and didn't have time. Maybe he was cheating. Whatever. I don't know what he was doing. And it just seemed like it interfered with his fatherhood. But now that he's been married, realizing this is not what I want, and I think he realized this early on. Pick me another card. That one needs an explanation. Dice. And I think he took a shot at marrying Jennifer, thinking that they was going to recapture what they had. But what he found was a nightmare. That's what it looked like. The whole time from the day they said, I do, it was what? I don't. What do you get out of that, baby? Come on. We almost done.
Well, I mean, I would like to ask a question.
Oh, please.
Okay. I would want to know, how is Jennifer's energy at this moment?
Ooh.
Because she is 54, and that means in 2 years she's going to be coming up to her second Saturn return.
What I see here, I see a kid, and I see somebody young, and I see a sword, and I see they swinging, and I think it's mental. When I think of this, it could have a lot of reasons and a lot of meanings. But when I see it, I see a weapon in the hands of a child. So I think that maybe her thoughts overwhelm her.
Okay.
Like a child. Mm-hmm. Even though she seems like a person that likes to stay composed, that don't want you to see her like she's strong. I feel the sense like she felt like she had to be strong in life. Although I don't know if she grew up with her father and mother, but I know that she grew up and they weren't poor, like she said, because I know her mother hit the lottery for $1 million or so back in the day. So I know that she wasn't poor. I know that she went to a private school. Why she say she's Jenny from the block? I guess she's just saying, look, that's my backstory.
Yes.
That's my backstory. Excuse me. That's my backstory, and I'm sticking with it. I was a struggling Puerto Rican in the Bronx, and that's my story, and I'm sticking with it. And I think her story is BS.
Yes,
the Puerto Ricans in the neighborhood say, you know, good and daggone well, you wasn't running down those streets. And the girl showed a picture with her having short hair.
Yes,
I can't with Jennifer. My thing is, she got a lot of stuff up in her head. And I think sometimes her thinking is warped. Did something happen to make her bitter?
Okay.
Yes. 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 I don't want to know what it is. Yes. But yes, there was something that come, because I see her sitting there and learn to say, I don't want that. I don't want. She's very finicky about everything. Very finicky. She's hard to please. Mm-hmm. Very, very hard to please. And maybe, I was just going to say, and maybe that's what Ben found hard about her.
Okay.
Because here's another king.
All the kings are out, baby.
All the kings are out. Not the queens, but the king. And he has been, in the last 2 years, she done took him on a head trip. On the last 2 years, she done took him on an emotional trip.
Yes.
In the last 2 years, she took him on a sexual odyssey. And on the last one, it's a pentacle, she took him down to the nitty-gritty earth.
Yes.
And that's where they are now. Huh?
And weighed him down.
And weighed them both self down. She was happy. But I think time passed, relationships, and whatever they thought they could have, they would have been magic. But I think he's seeing her go down, how much they see, how much they accept, and how much they know. But I definitely see Jennifer is not in a good place with the people, the public. And if she knows what I know, she should really just cancel her shows. Sit down. You don't need the money. Just take a breather for a year and go through this divorce or get back together, because it looks like y'all are look like he's done.
Yeah.
It just looked like he's done. Why? Because the Kings dominated the whole reading.
Yeah, for real.
On every level. On every level, the Kings dominated.
Yeah.
And that means that king is singing out to the point that king ran. He ran.
I even have both the men out here. The sexy
both,
and
then
the
so you even got the men. And I don't even have one. I don't even have no queens.
You have one queen, and that's the Queen of Pentacles.
Money. Where is it?
Right here next to the King of Swords.
And this is money. And she values money.
Yeah.
Earthly possessions. Earthly possession. And this is what this is all about. You know, sometimes when people lose their spark, they the last to know. That just goes to show you how arrogant you are. But I have learned this. Be kind to the people you meet on the way up, because those are the same people you meet on the way down.
Yeah.
And I believe that this is karma for Jennifer, because I truly believe that she was mean to people, to the common folk, to the working man and the working woman. I think that she was mean. And I think that not mean, but inconsiderate. And I truly believe that she treated them as less than human.
Yeah.
I really believe that when I saw her spit gum in someone's hand. And when her car was lost at the gala this year, they lost what she did with her car. You knew she was fuming. Her face was showing that. I mean, I would have been like, especially if I want to go home, you know, that was a sign she shouldn't have never went.
Yeah.
But because because he didn't want to go. So that would have been a sign. But she gets there, they lose her car. Can you imagine when she got in the car what that was like?
Yeah. Been a quiet ride home for those employees as she shoot their ears out.
And last but not least, this came to my memory. Someone showed a picture of her when somebody asked her who her gown was did by. It wasn't a big name person, and she just said Marla Sutter and turned her head around. She didn't give no feedback. Oh, hi, it's da-da-da-da. She just, you know what? People like her, I don't think we should have billionaires anyway in the world. You know how I feel. You know, the most a person should be able to make is 100 million. You don't need no more than that. And your goods, you know, and because there's so much that these billionaires could do for the world.
Yeah.
Look at what she could do. But instead of being kind, she's mean. So you get what you sow, and she's reaping what she sowed. So I see that Saturn is definitely visiting her.
And the cards that I had pulled out for that is about how her Saturn return might be in 2 years, because I mean, who knows? She could pull a miracle out of a rabbit's hat.
Hopefully she'll learn
in 2 years.
She'll learn to be
Big
nice.
Papa comes around. But if he doesn't, Big Papa has been watching
He's been there.
And if she hasn't learned her lesson from her first Saturn return, Big Papa with his judgment card is like, I'm watching you this time.
I will be there.
Yes, the public is now going to be judging you.
And the public has not been kind. And just the thing, she was one of my faves. And now that I know what she's like, I lost respect for her.
Yeah.
That shows you, you know, I was for her. But now that I know, and the stories that came out about her and Diddy, and that could be too much for Ben. I mean, it would be too much for me. But nevertheless, he knew what he married. And with that being said, I enjoyed this reading about Jennifer and Bennifer. But the Bens are over and the Jens, they're over, but a miracle can always happen.
Yes,
we never know. I always leave room for that. Nothing is etched in stone until the last dot is signed and every T is crossed and the papers are delivered. Then we could say they are officially divorced. right now it looked like they are officially separated. And you cannot get a divorce until you've been not intimate for a year. And the card shows up saying that they were intimate. So they can't get a divorce unless they wait a year, unless they lie.
Yeah.
What do you get?
Mm-hmm.
So that's my reading on Bennifer and Jennifer.
Yes.
A couple that started with a flame and fickled out. Just, and that's what it was. Sunflowers.